and the last Let's Play was kind of a disaster, so I'm gonna play this game from the start. It's only about an hour or so long, and it's kind of like a psychological walking simulator thing. You'll see soon enough. It's pretty dialogue heavy, so compensate for me being bad commentating. Yeah, I've played this a couple of times. I really like this game. Like, it's creepy. There's no jump scares. Nothing that can hurt you. It's linear, more or less. Still able to give. What happens here? I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here.
Here you are. Are you settling in all right?
I remember this much.
Who are you? What are you? Am I dead?
Don't tell me you're surprised. You're overreacting.
Well, what is this place? And who are you again?
So many questions. But I'm not the one to answer them.
Love this
I am
one.
to meet you and take you to the one who you should really ask. So why don't we set out on our journey?
Yeah, this game is pretty cool. Dialogue is great, even though the voice acting is pretty so-so. It's a good bit.
Keep it up, one step at a time. Don't mind what you see here. There's absolutely nothing to look at.
That's just phobic at that point. I mean, I really like just simple but detailed brushwork with this. I don't know the first thing about art. Mission is cool when I see it. And this game is art. It's just a bunch of cool environments and kind of just meditative dialogue. And a lot of it is creepy, but yeah, it's more psychological than just jump scares. You can see kind of what you're doing with that. Like this canvas. Where do I get these little canvas?
This place looks familiar, eh?
Yes, I know.
I've never seen it before. Calling something familiar around these parts would be rather far-fetched.
Never mind. You'll remember soon. Come in and go upstairs.
What will I find there?
This lighthouse will lead you home. It's hard to explain. You'll know it when you get there. Don't rush it. What I like about this place, no reason to hurry. Time means nothing here.
Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. I'll be waiting for you on the other side.
Where are you going?
I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, I'll try not to skip the dialogue because I did that a lot. I did that a lot in my last playthrough, but sorry, I was playing pretty quiet, of course.
How weird. This place seems so familiar.
See, there are collectibles in this game, that there isn't a menu for them, which is annoying. But I've already got all of them, and carry over with me again. Much point for it. Oh. What? Ah! That did not happen. That's not happened before. This isn't... this isn't exactly an action game or anything. It's just a walking simulator. Some people hate them. Well, that's understandable. But as long as there's artistic direction behind it, that's good. That's kind of where the things like that fell apart. Like, it was a creepy game, had a good environment, but there wasn't really any much thought to it. Like, in terms of the storytelling experience.
I think I'm beginning to understand. How many times have I seen you? Too many to count, right?
This is gonna be like a time loop story, like they did in Bendy and the Ink Machine, where it's like someone's telling a story over and over again, and in the context of the story, it makes sense that you're playing a video game. I don't see much more of this guy. He's just in the first 2 levels.
Do not linger. The master is waiting.
He's been waiting for quite a while. He can wait some more. After all, time means nothing here. You said it yourself. At least somewhere it's true.
You're right on this one. It's hard to disagree. In any case, keep it up. We're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, in most video games, time doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But I wish we had more time with that dude. He's cool. I don't think we see him again.
It seems this place is dead. Not because it died, but because it never had a chance to live. It has its own charm, though.
That's for sure.
Might hang around. Not sure. Yeah, this game is basically just about exploring different levels, so you meet different characters on each level. You do a lot of philosophizing. I know in English.
Well, you don't seem to be in a hurry. It's good to see you again. I bet you have a lot of questions.
You're the master, I gather. Yeah, you're absolutely right. My memories about this place are starting to come back, but these are just random pieces. Sensations, even. Everything I see around myself should probably confuse me. Even the fact I'm hearing your voice, but don't see you.
No, not necessarily. You've seen everything countless times. And you've done everything you should. Well, almost everything. But we'll talk about this later. Now, you can ask your questions. Questions. I love them.
Let's start with something simple. Who are you?
You call this a simple question? Whichever you like best. They are all true.
What does that mean? It doesn't make any sense. If you expect me to look for a meaning when there's none, or get it out of you word by word, think again. Since it's you who wants something from me, would you be so kind as to say what it is?
You are right, of course. I'd better tell you the whole story. Sorry, I could not help it. Come closer to our throne. I think it will be best if we talk face to face.
This guy's a goofy bastard, but he doesn't do anything to you. In fact, he wants to give you all his power, spoiler alert. He wants to give you all his worldly possessions, and otherworldly. That's the weird part about this game. It's, even though he's so sinister, he doesn't really do anything to you.
So, we meet again, face to face. Speaking of which, your face fits this place perfectly, as I see.
That's right. Since you already know you're dead, let's start with your birth. You see, we were together once. One body with no name, no age, no beginning, and no end. But one day, something happened. Even I cannot explain it. Perhaps we got bored. What's important is that we decided to split. This is how you and I became to be.
Keep talking.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you're intrigued. Yes, we ceased to be the absolute. Each of us had our own shortcomings and limitations, but we also found new opportunities. In other words, we gained some features inherent only to each of us. I managed to create our first world. It was poor and wretched, but it was there. You lived your first life in. You even gathered some building blocks for it. I used these blocks to update the first version. I improved it, making it more extensive and diverse. This building material is your life. Your every sigh and every impression. I collect them every time you come here. That's why you almost don't remember anything. That was our agreement.
It's just a supernatural.
Wait, are you trying to say that all my life that I've lived, all the people I've loved, is no more than an illusion? Has my life been unreal?
Unreal? As you know, the very concept of reality can exist only in the world we created. By the way, it was one of the biggest and strongest blocks you ever brought me to help with construction. Will it keep on living without us? Yes, it definitely will. Only it doesn't really matter, since we are immortal, you know.
So, does that mean I have to be reborn? That hasn't happened yet. So what's the problem?
Ah, yes. This is the tricky part. But I'm not ready to lay all my cards on the table just yet. I can only say that I don't collect all your memories. You know, some things you see, some impressions you get at some points in your life, make you change your very perception and understanding of it. So, as we agreed, I leave these to you. And before I ask the ultimate question, the question thanks to which we are here today, you must refresh these memories in your mind.
I think I have no choice. Although I don't need it. Tell me what I have to do.
There is a portal behind your back. Enter it. I'll be nearby. You won't see me, but you can hear me. I'll help you.
Oh, he's gone already. Yeah, like they made him a pretty creepy piece of work. But, he's just here to just ask the deep questions, hang out, and maybe give me the power of life and death. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of what makes this game so cool. Actually, it's just it's more than a horror game. That's what makes it so scary. Um, 'cause I mean, obviously the voice actors make us seem a bit.
What is this place?
Maybe you'll tell me it's your life after all.
I'm not sure. I need to look around first.
So yeah, I just spent this whole level wondering where the jump scares would arrive. I mean, it's kind of obnoxiously happy, this bit, but it's like a little bit sad. It feels like I'm not sure.
Yeah, now I recognize it.
How interesting. So, what is it then?
This is my childhood. This is how I imagine my pillow fort. The coziest place on earth. Every time I got in with a book in my hands, the rest of the world ceased to exist. At least when I was immersed into the world of a story unraveling before me.
Ah, sounds fascinating.
I love this. That's a book. I don't know what that is, but I'm glad they're reading it to little 5-year-olds, mate. I have no idea what's that would be awesome. Oh, look at that lad. This kid has some cool toys. Seems a bit almost mournful, this place, but that's not the word. Just and it only exists as a story, this little thing, this level. But it's nice, it's colourful, it's happy, and it's everything's good. Yes. And anticipate the bit where everything goes wrong, but now it's not going to happen. We'll find.
Yet another cozy corner in the world.
I do. Only I imagined this place much later when I grew. The feelings are completely different, but the purpose is still the same. I've always been keen on good stories. I imagine myself to be a great traveler, an adventurer. Every time I did, I was one. I lived in those stories. I breathed them, and each time my imagination brought me here.
Stories are your passion. That's the reason why you, not me, keep living these lives.
That's kind of the thing. The only reason the time is so everything doesn't happen. Sorry, you can call me pretentious. You can call this game pretentious. It's cool. Feels like it means something. And it's not like it's rare apparently. There are plenty of good artsy games. And you don't have to sacrifice good gameplay, but sometimes it's fun just to chill out and just experience something that doesn't
Come on, keep up. You're almost there. I'll race you.
Who was it?
Who's that elusive ghost? Ah, that's your dream. Such a beautiful creature.
Yeah, it is a dream. I know why we're here. It was then, in my childhood, while I had my head buried in all those books, when I felt the taste of fantasy. That's when each story I read unfolded into a whole new world.
When you're engrossed in a good book, while having a cup of freshly brewed coffee, it seems that time itself comes to a stop, don't you think?
What fascinates me even more is that there were thousands of such stories.
Yeah, so the game kind of serves a little formula here, and there are six different characters. So now, here on out, we know. Yeah, so I wonder if he actually lived in a spooky old castle, or if that was just part of his fantasy. As much as this game is about searching for answers, it's really just about telling you a good story. I mean, look at this place, it's beautiful. And it's kind of the theme of this game. All places tell their own story.
Come closer. Don't be afraid. Do you remember how you and I used to sit on the swing when you were a child?
Of course I remember. This was the place where all fantasies materialized. All it took was reach for my dream, reach for you.
I'm just gonna take a second to look around. Oh yeah, these places are just like expressions of various different vibes. There's like probably don't really happen to now. At least they don't exist quite like this. But yeah, it's the thing, it doesn't have to mean anything. It's just really building yourself or something. I don't know.
This old oak still remembers all your adventures. Why don't you have a go on the swing as you used to? Look! Do you see it? It's right there in front of you. It's your palace. Your fortress.
Yeah, I recognize it. I would stay here forever.
Waiting for the Disney
I
adaptation
know
of this.
you would, but I'm afraid it's not possible. Sorry.
Meanings in the moment. Is that a thing? I don't know. Someone's probably used that line before. Yeah. The meaning is in the experiences you have and what they make on them and how they shape you more for the future, I guess.
It's a pity we left that place behind. That's why I really felt the taste for life for the first time.
Behind. Ahead. These words make little sense here, you know. But let's not get carried away. We need to move forward.
This place is really
As you say.
melancholy. It's lonely. It's a little bit morbid. It's not.
What a weird place. Chains tied to odd-looking masts,
It's not
portholes
really a
hidden in
peaceful
rocks,
place.
all these skulls. Why? Why all this?
All this is your memories. You'll soon see what it's all about.
This atmosphere, all the freshness and coolness in the air, it's such a familiar feeling. Freedom is the first thing that comes to mind.
I like this place. The world you live in is too vain. There's too much bustle, too many thoughts and worries.
Yeah, that's why I don't think this
And
place
what's the
is
point
so
in all
bad.
this?
That's not how I see it. It's just that in all this swirling, you need to find the strength to swim in the right direction.
You might be right. You should know better. After all, I only bring you the building blocks to extend reality.
That's really good exchange. Even though the writing in this game is a little bit beefy, I mean, and the voice acting. The voice acting is most of its cheese. To me, at least, it feels pretty real. There's not one right way to look at it. Just life is what it is sometimes. Sometimes it's a spooky mountainside.
I guess we've reached the top now.
Let's check it.
See, this place is nice. It's having a lovely old day on the beach. I mean, it's cold, it's lonely. Things are like that sometimes. Not bad for these critters.
I recognize this place. Of course, it didn't used to look like this when I saw it. But after all, it's not the real thing. This is how I remember it.
Or rather, this is how you sensed it.
I think we need to get on the ship's deck. Look, I think there's someone there. Although I'd rather walk along the shore for a while.
You're right. That's where we have to look for things we came here for. But there's no need to hurry. There's no time here, remember?
Yeah, like the first, well, not the first level. We already had this. The first level was kind of the woman was kind of about innocence, but this level, I'm not sure what it's about. It's kind of like not really having a place. All these awesome boats. Something happened. I was just sitting around all day. It's about sitting here now. I wouldn't do things.
When I first saw it, it didn't look like a pile of rustling scrap metal at all to me. What I saw was an ancient sea monster, thrown ashore, which was too old to go back into the water.
It wasn't just a trick of the eye.
So yeah, maybe this is just like how it's a previous world, isn't
Hey, sailor, how's it going? It seems a storm is coming. We need to check if everything's fastened. I feel we're in for a bumpy ride.
What's he talking about?
Are you sure? Look at him. He doesn't seem to agree with you.
Well, for him, this ship is still up and running. The moment I saw it on the shore when I took it for some sea monster. It was then I realized there is absolutely no difference between fiction and reality, between the living and the dead.
This is a bold thing to say.
Exactly. You see, I can use my imagination to give any object, any notion, the meaning I want. All those stories from books, all the worlds they revealed before me weren't the only way out anymore. I realized that I can create these worlds for myself.
You've always understood this.
Yes, always. But only now it gave me a sense of freedom. This old sailor's in denial. He doesn't want to see his ship has run aground.
Exactly. There's only one snag here. You can't give random meaning to random things, or else the world will turn into chaos. At least when it comes to yourself. But there's always a choice.
And it only depends on me.
Hey, sailor, what are you muttering about? There's a storm brewing on the horizon. It'll catch up with us soon. Our friend's heart is wrecked. Get down to the engine room and check how it is. Come on, get a move on.
Grateful for the help, Billy.
Look! It really is alive.
That's gruesome. It's nasty.
It looks like it's the heart of the ship.
It is completely dead.
Can we fix it?
We can do anything. Close your eyes.
Okay. Good thing I record
You
this.
know what to do.
You guys tell me what it's like.
You can open them now.
And that's a bit like what making your own destiny is, I guess. It's like it wasn't. It's not really naturally meant to be always. You have to decide on it yourself. Winning an Oscar or something.
The best show in the world. I smell trouble.
You're right about that. You're not going to like what you're about to find behind this door. You see, the world we created has one peculiarity. It's alive.
Alive? What does that mean?
It means that we only lay its foundation, but it keeps developing by itself. If I controlled every bit of this world, there would not be any sense in its existence. Not everything in it is as beautiful as what we saw earlier.
But of course, you are completely impartial, like a true creator.
That's right, and I'm proud of it. How else can it be?
Oh, we're gonna watch a movie behind this door. It's gonna be a Michael Bay movie. Is that where this commentary's going? I knew this was coming.
This is a prison. Just great. The best manifestation of life. There are a lot of cells here, judging by how many digits there are in the numbers. That's putting it mildly.
Oh yes, there are many cells and many prisoners. Their name is Legion. Let's take a look in one of them. I believe there is an open one on the level above.
I'm not sure I'd want that.
Want it or not, we'll have to. That's our job, my friend.
We live in a society. That's definitely the message of this level.
So enthusiastic. I bet he won't go far.
All jokes aside, do you see what he is doing? Watch closely. If you look at his precious screen, you can see that there's another one exactly like him. He's being forced to an electric chair, fed by the energy they're generating with all this relentless pedaling. And every one of them knows that sooner or later, they too will be dragged there and fried in that very chair.
Why are you telling me this? Did you forget it was me who brought these memories from reality? That's exactly what life I'm living is like, while you are sitting around here in your oblivion.
Oh, come on. Calm down, will you? Let's go. The show must go on, you know.
Man, you don't have to look at the world like this. Anyways, this is what it's like. People think they have the answers for the government, or the environment, or all the rest of it. They have some, and they disagree on them. It's hard to really change, progress. That's the road you're looking for.
What a loathsome place. What are we gonna see up there?
You've probably guessed already, haven't you? That same chair.
Yeah, apart from that, there's basically nothing else here. Where is the immortal soul in this body?
See this white smiling piece of porcelain nearby? That's a soul substitute.
Roasted.
It is more than enough, as you can see.
Enough for what? For a crazy show like this? That's even too much.
So yeah, I guess in the creepy fantasy logic of this world, like once they get electrocuted, they don't need their mask. If they take it off sooner, they die. Is that just a metaphor for like dying after years of a dead-end job or something? Or not so dead-end job, but you get promoted just a couple of years, and then you've your own worst enemy. Maybe it's how celebrities are treated. Maybe it's how the system is bad for the world, and sometimes we don't have many of the answers to it. We're just contributing to it. All that stuff. You're right there, buddy. Maybe you need to go outside for a while. I mean,
Here's our new lucky boy. Thousands of eyes are glued to the screen right now, all full of envy.
Still
Are you
salty.
ready for your 15 minutes of fame?
it does my head in.
This Vanity
Right.
Fair. Is there another way to get out of here?
Forget about it.
No, no. There's gotta be another way.
Again, I'm sorry, but there's no other way.
I love the music in this game. And there is incredible art design. And there's not a lot to it at this point, but that's kind of the message of it. I mean, It's all more or less the same.
Sit.
What the heck? No. No! I don't want to go back there again. There has to be another way. Stop him!
That's your idea of therapy, is it? Oh god.
Where are we now?
I know it was hard. That's why we made a deal a long time ago. Where are we, you're asking? Let's take a walk again. You'll see, it'll all end soon, I promise.
I turned me into the void. Totally spooky. Yeah, I guess there is some some objects in this place.
Time seems to have stopped here.
You're quite right. Especially for you. Time here is particularly significant.
Absolute size of this lad.
Never changes.
Exactly. It never ends. Another manifestation of life. Perhaps the most important one.
That is...
It's not that some armies keep clashing on mythical battlefields. It's just that everyone wants to get higher and crush as many as possible, destroying everyone and everything on their way.
Yes. Perpetuum mobile, don't you think? True perpetual motion of the universe. No more, no less.
No way. Are you trying to say that people are driven to make new discoveries just because they want to dominate the world? No. They only want to trample everything they didn't create. Anything that stands on their way while they try and conquer the world.
Keep talking.
The real force of progress is curiosity. It's the desire to develop and complicate the world. These two stories are easily confused, however, someone else's curiosity can also become one of the weapons in this war.
Do you think there can be one without the other?
I haven't seen anything like this, but I hope. What choice do I have?
sides. They're all silvery, muscly. I don't know, is there a single one of these guys? Some of them seem to be working together. It's hard to tell. One's in the flash and they all look exactly the same. I like these big lads. These big angry dudes, they're
Let's go that way.
What about them? Did anyone ever get to the top?
To the Oracle? No, of course not. What would be the point of keeping something like this then? What a weird thought. Oh well.
Are you trying to say that we're being treated differently here?
You may say so, yes. But to be honest, I hardly find it attractive. At least it's fun down here. But what's up there? So you get to the top. Have all your questions answered? What next?
Here we go again. It's as if there's nothing else apart from this slaughterhouse down there and the oracle at the top.
That's how it seems sometimes.
Yeah, I like how this is like a oracle. It's one thing. You see it in a minute. God, this music is loud. Yeah, it's like the only end game these guys have is the one they created. This Messiah. And it's their own creation. It's the only reason they can't get to it is because they're busy fighting each other. If they don't get to it, I don't know if I'm find what I'm looking for. Oh god, I done goofed. Are you serious? Is there a message here? Not being able to reach the thing you're fighting for. That's what it seems like. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Time to look around. I can't believe I'm so bad at video games that I can't even beat a walking simulator. I mean, that wasn't bugged, obviously, but I do find that kind of funny.
The war, of course. Everyone and...
Yeah.
No way, they didn't The Reese's curiosity... I haven't...
probably shouldn't have skipped over that again. There really is some good... Now they should teach this game. They should use this game in philosophy class. So just do somewhat. It's a kind of game that asks a lot of questions. That doesn't have an answer to these things. All the time that shouldn't answer these things. So it should just make you want to make you want to where well that should like reflect experiences in the world and try and help you understand
Let's
it.
go that way.
Help you change it.
What about them? Did anyone ever get to the top?
To the Oracle? No, of course not. What would be the...
Are you
Your questions are...
Here we go again.
That's...
Like how they've just got some pretty old school things and they're always doing fantasy monsters. I mean, this is believable enough. It's just, I mean, I can believe the world with demon fellas, also lots of things. These worlds in this game I need to take literally. Maybe the first two are, I'm not sure. First couple. And then there's everything since then has just been memories of this one guy. The other way. Now I like the sheer variety of scenes, like some of them look similar, but I don't think any two guys here are the same. Be wrong, but I just think they're completely different, even though they look the same. Yeah, that dumb glitch kind of ruined the flow of the game, I reckon. But I can say it's part of the rules on the game. Here's the point. What's the point of being at the top? What Nicholas there to do once you beat the game?
She's beautiful, isn't she? Almost perfect.
So, this is the Oracle, I suppose. Now I'll gain some access to some forbidden knowledge.
Of course you will. Come closer. After all, you reached the top. Sorry, I'm not being completely honest. The knowledge you came here for is no secret for those fighting down there. You're also initiated.
Then why all this? Why this endless carnage?
That's a good question. I've been wondering too. You see, this knowledge is so scorching hot that no one really wants to see it for what it is.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Everyone wants to reach the top and ask me about their future. It is that fear of the unknown that leaves people with an impression that they know their future, future made from wind and ashes, something called power, control, and 1,000 other words.
See which knowledge you are talking about. Death? No. It's too abstract a word. You're talking about obliviating everything we can call ourselves.
That's right. Each of those people is so eager to stick to who they are, and at the same time inevitably losing their identity. Simply because this is life.
What about pain? Isn't it the desire to shield yourself from it forever that makes people subdue everything around them? Build walls?
Walls are made from someone else's pain? No. Pain is an integral part of life. Any change in personality, however small, is pain. And there's only one way to get rid of it. You already mentioned it.
Oblivion.
Now the Master is ready to ask you his question. He's waiting.
It's the whole gang. They're all here.
So, you've come to the end. It is time to ask the question.
I'm ready. You may ask.
You already know what I want to hear. Either that, or you remembered. Come on, say it yourself.
Of course I know. Or maybe I remembered. You want to know if I'm ready to be born again and live another life.
Yes, there it is. The crossroads. What do you want to do this time? Erase your identity? Regenerate? Be born again and relive all that inspiration and all the pain life gives us? Or have you had enough of going around in circles and now all you want is peace and quiet?
What do you think? What would you rather choose? After all, you can't live without me.
We were inseparable. Don't you remember? Your wish is my wish too.
I mean, this place is cool enough. You're a cool dude, you guys seem nice, but I still want to see something new. Move on. I'm sure I'll see you around later. I mean, we all do, after all.
Oblivion. The most precious, but also the most ubiquitous gift. It can wait though. I choose a new life. It's time to tell a new story.
This is your choice and your burden. I'll see you soon, old friend.
What now? I didn't remember him disappearing. So does that mean I broke down the universe because I didn't want to start a new life? And obviously that's not it, it's just... I don't know. It's time to leave now. It's time to see if there's something new around the corner. That's what life is, I guess. I don't have all the answers. I don't think I have any of the answers. But...
past altars and stages, past temples and taverns, past classy graveyards, past street markets jabber, past peace and past woe, past Mecca and Rome, burned by the sun's blue glow. The earth, the pilgrims roam. They're heavily injured and hunchbacked. They're hungry and almost naked. Their eyes are full of sunset. Their hearts are full of daybreak. The deserts are singing behind them. Sheet lightning breaks out abruptly. Up above, the stars are igniting, and birds are screaming gruffly that the world will remain the same. Yes, indeed the same. Dazzling with snowy game, with fondness its unlikely name. The world will remain underhanded. The world will remain forever. Perhaps it can be comprehended. It has no limits, however, which means it will make no sense to believe in yourself or Lord, and the things that remain are hence the illusion and the road. All sunsets remain in service. All daybreaks are still in splendor. The soldier will muck Earth's surface. The poet will be its defender.
I really like that. I think the guys who created this game really had wrapped their heads around what the poem meant. It's a good poem and it's a good game. Definitely recommend you check it out. I mean, if you hate walking simulators, you won't like it. If you think it's pretentious guff, it's fine for you. I mean, the world is up to interpretation. That's what the game is about. It's a shame this game has such a good soundtrack. There's nothing for the credits. This dude did most of the dialogue. Bless him. He didn't do a bad job. It's a little goofy, but I think he still did sell, to some degree, he did sell a lot of the dialogue. Put some emotion behind it. It was a little bit goofy, but yeah, that's what the game should be. That's what good art should be, if you ask me. Is that the end? Yeah, well, it's been a trip. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe if you want. Yes. Tell me what I should play next, and we'll see you in the next episode.